Hi!
Hi, welcome to week 2 of
the Monster Fate Yarn Mom Along!
Welcome back. We're excited to have you guys back. So it's week 2 this week. It's the week I've been waiting for. What are we going to do this week?
We are going to start crocheting.
Yay! So we're going to make all the toes this week. So if you're making 2 feet, we're going to have 8 toes. The first time I ever made these, they only had 3 toes. I don't know why.
4 is better.
Yeah, 4 is way better. Yeah. So, do you know what my favorite episode of American Dad is?
What?
It's the one with the evil hot tub that comes to life. And CeeLo Green sings that song where it goes, dip a toe. I can't do it. You can probably sing it better.
I mean, he doesn't just say dip a toe. He says dip a toe.
Dip a toe. I can't do it. You do it better. Anyway, American Dad.
Stutter the D.
Best episode ever. So yeah, we're gonna actually sit and crochet a whole toe. So if you're a beginner or new to crochet, you can just watch us and you can sit and do it. And if you're an expert or pro, we're gonna do it super slow, like slow TV. Just crochet with us.
Some people have already started, which is great.
Yeah, but probably haven't made 8 toes. So even if you've already started and made some toes, you need to work on your 7th or 8th toe, just press play and we'll just do it together.
Yeah.
You can see who's faster.
Oh.
Whose hands will it be? No,
you.
If you're
you
who
or
are
them.
watching or yeah.
Yeah.
Or us who's
Because we know
crocheting.
who's faster between us two.
Who?
You're faster at crocheting, but you make more mistakes. So
that's right.
We're equal because
yeah.
I'm slower, but I don't make mistakes.
I make a lot of mistakes. Yeah. If they're bad ones, I go back and fix them. And knitting, I'm faster.
It takes you time to go back and fix them.
Yeah.
Knitting, I'd say the same thing.
So, whose hands is it gonna be? Who's gonna crochet the toe this week?
I assumed you.
Oh, okay. All right, it'll be me.
But
next week, maybe she'll do it.
Sure.
All right. Okay, let's get crack-a-lackin' and crochet some toes. Before we do, we just want to say a bit about the forums. It's been fun meeting you guys and stuff. What's your favorite yarn bomb ever?
My favorite yarn bomb ever. What's your favorite yarn bomb ever? I don't think I could pick a favorite. There's so many that have inspired me. Like Dinosaurus Rex. Hers always inspired me.
That's what I was gonna say. I was so
fun.
excited to see in the forums that Hannah's doing the yarn bomb along because she's my favorite. She was one of my early favorite yarn bombs that I saw on a meter where she did like monster meters. Oh, one of the earliest ones, and I was like so inspired. And then I saw Ishnit's doing payphones that were like broken, and I was like, oh, that's so cool too. And yeah, now those are my favorites. But Hannah's doing the yarn bomb along. Yay!
Yeah.
I was so excited to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yay. Why? Some people were talking about like places they're thinking about doing their feet and stuff, and people were giving them good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, what do you think are some good spots?
Well, I like to do them where
for feet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about specific objects.
Well, yeah, no, because last week we talked about like, you know, doing them like in a high traffic place,
right?
Or low traffic place.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I like doing them where people might be going on their commute or something, where they're usually, you know, it's a automatic, just going to and fro, and they don't really pay attention to things, and so it'd be kind of surprising and a fun little like, oh, what's that? To see some monster feet somewhere.
Right.
Because my goal for yarn bombing
what would be
is just making people happy. And so, I mean, just any object. I don't know. It doesn't have to be a specific object. Just somewhere where.
So you yarn bomb to make people happy.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. All right, everybody tell us, why do you yarn bomb in the forums? I want to know. Yeah. Jill yarn bombs to make people happy, right? Yeah. Aww.
That's my only reason.
That's the best. That's the best, yeah. I like street art in general. I like public art. I think everybody, you know, should be able to express themselves places. So that's what I like about it. But making people happy, I think that's the best answer ever.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any better answers than anything else.
So go on the forums and tell us why you yarn bomb, or tell us what are some of the your favorite yarn bombs you've ever seen. All right, let's get cracking on some toes.
Okay. Toes.
Toes. Okay. So here we go. We're going to start off. Jill's going to read the pattern. I'm going to crochet. I've got a 5.5 millimeter hook, some worsted weight yarn. I'm going to leave a tail, I don't know about this long. And what do I do first, Jill?
With main color, 6 single crochet in a magic ring.
Okay, so we gave you guys a magic ring photo tutorial in week 2's post that Jill put together a while back for how she likes to do the magic ring. I just like to make a loop, and I make sure that the yarn going to the ball is coming out on top. There's a ton of ways to do this, so find one that you like. I think we'll probably post in the forum a thread with some different videos in case people have ones that they like better. So I just pull a loop through to get started, and I like to hold the yarn with my pinky, but do whatever you like. Again, we're not going to show you how to crochet. We're just going to go through a toe. All right. What'd you say? 6 single crochet in the magic ring?
Yes.
All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so if we're going to do the magic ring, the beauty of it is now you can pull the short tail and it will cinch close that first ring. Okay, I like to count my row backwards from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then I know this is my first one for the next round. All right, what's next?
And now it says to place a marker at the end of each round.
Okay, I like to use the yarn tail and just drape it over like my work like this. And then when I get to the stitch, I have the yarn coming through it, the one that I marked. There we go.
Round 1, increase in each stitch for a total of 12 stitches.
Okay, so for this pattern, we're mainly going to use half double crochet as our stitch. And every time there's an increase, that means do 2 half double crochet stitches in the same place. So this is the first place we're going to go. I'm just going to show you right there. So I'm going to yarn over first in order to do a half double crochet. And then go through these 2 loops. Yarn over again, pull through, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. All right, so there's 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, and it's an increase, so I'm going to do it again in the same stitch. 2 half double crochets. All right, so there's my stitch marker marking the beginning of the round. 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and now I'm going to do 2 more half double crochet in each stitch around. So this brings your round count from 6 to 12. Oh man, look at that. Yarn balls are the worst, right? Oh, there's definitely a knot coming. I have this weird thing where I want to have the work in my hands with my index finger, so then I'm always sticking my middle finger up. But whatever. Okay, there's 2 in each, so now I have 6. I'm going to give my starting tail a tug, not on the stitch marker side, but on the side that started the magic ring, just to make sure that's nice and tight. There we go. Closed up, so we don't want any stuffing coming out. Okay, I'm going to move my marker to the end of that new round. Now what?
Round 2 is half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 increase, 6 times total, for a total of 18 stitches.
Okay, let's see if I have enough yarn for this round. Okay. So I do a half double crochet in the first one, and then an increase in the next one, and I'm going to repeat that around. How do you guys count when you're increasing? Do you say like 1 and then 1, 2, or do you say 1, 2, 3? And if I talk about it and do it at the same time, we'll get all mixed up.
I can't count to 1 when I'm crocheting.
You can't?
No, I lose count. Did I do 1 or not? Did I do 5? I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the problem. I would probably count to 3 in my mind when I'm doing this. Actually, I would probably count to 18. And just remember the 1 increase pattern.
I try to count groups of 6. So I'll do like 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3.
What?
2, 2,
I'm already
3, 2,
confused.
3, 4, 2, 3. Because there's groups, the whole thing is groups of 6 around, right?
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to keep track so I don't have to count too high.
I think I already messed up, Jill.
Well, how do you make sure?
What did we say? Who always messes up? Oh, yeah, look, I just did 2 increases in the last one. There's an increase and there's an increase. So
you definitely can't talk.
There's 1
and count at the same
and an
time.
increase. So this should have been 1. And then I have 1 more increase to do. Another good reason to mark the end of your row, because I wouldn't have realized. Because I got to the end of my row too soon. Okay, so here's my marker. So when you lay it across like that, the one that it's under is the first one in the next round. So I'm ready for the first one in the next round.
Round 3, half double crochet in each stitch.
Awesome. And we do this for 2 rows, right? Or just 1?
2 rows, 2 rounds.
Okay. You were saying you count in 6s, but wouldn't you count in 3s? I don't understand.
No, I try to keep it groups of, not count in 6s, but in groups of, like 6 groups of however many stitches are in each group.
Right. Well, everybody, I'm sure, has a different way.
Yeah.
It would be funny to be able to hear in everyone's head what they say, what the chant is.
Yeah. And I like to, when crocheting in the round, I like to do it inside out.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll show you. So, yeah, because see, I'm constantly having to, like, turn it a little bit. And this corner is, like, going around, so I'm constantly having to bring it over. So she means, like, this. And then this just naturally curves into the right place. Less fiddling, like you said. Oh, by the way, I just started my second round. Here's my marker. And you know what? That mistake I made, if I was really doing this, not on video, I would just do it. I would just leave it. Because it's just a yarn bomb. Like, the goal is to just make some big giant toes, right? This is gonna look like big giant toes. Even if you make a huge mistake, still gonna look like huge giant toes. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with basic shapes. That's pretty much what all our stuff is. It's just playing with basic shapes. It's kind of like cartooning in 3D. Okay, I'm almost there. These toes are so fast. There's just a lot of them. Okay, 1 more. Okay. 2 rounds, half double crochet. Yep, is this the last one?
Yes. 1 half double crochet, 1 decrease, 6 times total.
All right, so we got 1 half double crochet, and then for the decrease, if you don't know how to do this, you're basically gonna act like you're doing a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then before you yarn over and pull through all 3, whoops, you're gonna start the next one too. So yarn over, whoops, caught my tail behind the work there. Where am I? Okay, so I'm starting the second half double crochet. And then when you pull up the loop, you go through all the loops on the hook. Voila. So now you've decreased. So that's a half double crochet decrease. Another way to do it is yarn yarn over, and then this is called an invisible decrease sometimes. You just put your hook under the front loop of the next stitch, and then before you do anything else, you also put your hook under the front loop of the next stitch that you're going to decrease, and then yarn over and pull through all of them. So sometimes you gotta work your way through them one by one. Oh, wait. Nope. And then you keep going. And this makes a half double crochet stitch, but sometimes it's called invisible because it the way it pulls on the stitches below it doesn't leave a gap. And in amigurumi especially, that can be really helpful. But for me, I find that because the way it's pulling on the second stitch here makes it hard to see the difference between whether I decreased this one and I'm ready to do this one, or if I didn't do that one yet, or what. So that can be a little harder to see what's happening in your work. But anyway, just, you know, in case you already know how to do all this and you want to learn something new today, I'm not going to do the invisible decrease around because, I don't know. It's more fiddly, I feel. And it's just a yarn bomb. And I'm not sure it actually does look more invisible. I guess, yeah, the other thing it does is the regular decrease leaves like a big thick stitch, but the invisible one, it just looks like a regular half double crochet. I'll show you. Here's the invisible one again. It doesn't look like two stitches together. It just looks more like one stitch. So that's another thing. All right, I'm done. What now, Jill?
Break off yarn, leaving 6-inch tail for sewing.
Oh boy. So when I do that, I've found the way I hold the yarn, if I trim it like right here past my pinky, that ends up being about 6 inches. So this is about how I do it. But sometimes if I don't have scissors nearby, I'll just grab it one length or two lengths in my hand like that and then rip it. Aha! And that usually gives me about the same length too. A little longer that way usually.
And I like to do a slip stitch in the next stitch before I break off because it just looks better to me.
Yeah, so see how this is like, you're talking about this looseness?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this last stitch is kind of coming apart. And you'll see that if you pull it tight, there's the last stitch. But when you're done making all these, you're going to come back to this and be like, what is happening here? Whereas if, here, I'll take it apart. Well, now I have this invisible decrease. I'm not going to do it. But if you do a little slip stitch right there, then it kind of locks it into place. But again, it's just a yarn bomb, so it doesn't matter. All right, so now we're done. And then you just want to check that it's still tight on the beginning. And if you want, you can take the yarn tail and like tie a knot into your work on the inside to make it secure. Don't worry about weaving in any of these ends. The one from the beginning, you can just tuck it in, and when we stuff the toes, you'll just stuff it right in there. And then we will use these, actually, the tail from the end to sew the gaps together between the toes. So you're going to use these later, so don't sew them in. All right, and that's it. You have a cute little sphere. I've seen some of these on Instagram and stuff, hashtag Miffybow. We've seen some in the forum already. It looks like we've got some green ones coming and some pink ones coming. Yellow? Oh yeah, yellow ones. So head on over to the Ravelry forum and show us what color you guys picked out. Show us, you know, talk about where you're going to put them, and maybe talk about like what are your favorite yarn bombs you've ever seen, and what do you think are some good spots, and why do you guys yarn bomb? And then remember, also show us your progress on Instagram, hashtag Miffyball, and we'll see you next week.